Strip tillage system has many benefits comparing to conventional tillage system. Generally, if we look at the value of keeping more residue with that system comparing to other systems, and also improve the soil infiltration, which is basically related to the no-till part of strip tillage. The other benefit is the value of having a good soil condition to encourage early germination and better stand for corn, especially in cold soil temperature. Strip tillage becomes a very valuable system to use. Also, the value of banding fertilizer in the same operation with tillage system. So having that option to do it will make it more efficient getting the nutrient in a close proximity to the root system and minimize the nutrient losses, if you will, and increase the nutrient efficiency. There's other benefits when we look at it from economic point of view. That's reduce the number of operation and generally reduce the fuel use and the time and the labor. So these benefits, it's gonna help to at least increase the profitability of the system. And when we look at it from comparative values to especially conventional tillage system, it does as good as any other tillage system, regardless whether chisel plow or mower plow. So the data support that from long-term perspective and also in the short term. Generally with strip tillage, when you do the till zone, you will be disturbing about 1/3 of the field, which is basically you're leaving about 75% of the residue intact between the rows. So what you're clearing up, it's about 8 inches wide strip, 4 or 6 inches deep, devoided from any residue to enhance the soil water evaporation and increase soil temperature. Yet you keep significant amount of residue to conserve more moisture, especially during time when you have real drought condition, and it prevents soil erosion, improve soil infiltration, and improve soil aggregate stability. So that's really the essence of strip tillage, transitional system from conventional to no-till. So you have the benefit of no-till, yet you have the benefit of the conventional tillage in this strip to establish a good stand. When we look at the regional differences, whether soil differences or climate differences, strip tillage generally do best in areas when you have high moisture condition, poorly drained soils, and flat, relatively flat soils. And that's what it does, basically provide a better condition for warming the seed bed. And that's when you see more success in areas like in central Iowa, for example. You have glacial formation, poorly drained soils. If you look at the value in other areas, when you have a different soil condition, well-drained soils, it does very good too comparing to other tillage systems. But it has more value if we want to use conservation practices in areas or regions when you have high moisture, high rain events. You will have this ability to start a good condition and establish a good cropping system. Sure. Generally, when we look at the strip tillage and any conventional tillage system, when you disturb the soil, you induce more variability and you induce more susceptibility for the soil to be eroded by any rain event. And strip tillage, especially in the till zone, early in the season, if there's no crop fully canopy, developed and you have rain events, and in high slope areas we could classify to 3% or more, then you will have significant erosion in these strips, creating a type of gully erosion, and that's transfer a lot of nutrients, a lot of sediment banded in this strip, and will be counterproductive. This is why we're trying to recommend it needs to be relatively flat areas, or even if we do it on a slope areas, we need to think about the contour around the slope, not perpendicular on the slope, because that will enhance the soil erosion.